Imagine you're a young kid in the heartland, scrolling TikTok late at night, fired up by a voice that makes you feel like you can fight for what you believe in, only to wake up one morning and learn that voice was silenced forever by a bullet from the shadows. That's the gut-wrenching reality that hit millions of Americans just 2 weeks ago, and it's ripping open wounds in our nation's soul we thought had started to heal. Hey everyone, welcome back to DMN, where we dive into the stories that shape our wild, beautiful, messy America. We're talking about something that's got the whole country buzzing and breaking hearts. The assassination of Charlie Kirk, the 31-year-old firebrand who turned college campuses into battlegrounds for conservative ideas. His memorial in Arizona wasn't just a goodbye. It was a rally cry that showed just how deep our political divides run. Stick with me as we unpack the man, the moment, and what it all means for everyday folks like you and me. If you're feeling that pull to understand this chaos, hit that like button now. It helps more people find these stories. Let's start at the beginning, because to get why Charlie Kirk's death feels like a thunderclap, you gotta know the guy who built an empire out of sheer grit and unfiltered passion. Picture this. It's 2012, and an 18-year-old from the suburbs of Chicago drops out of community college, not to chase some tech startup dream, but to start a revolution on America's campuses. That's Charlie. He co-founds Turning Point USA with a simple, burning mission: arm young conservatives with the tools to push back against what he saw as liberal indoctrination in schools. No fancy degrees, just a laptop, a microphone, and a knack for turning debates into viral showdowns. I remember watching one of those early clips years ago, Charlie, all fire and fury, standing on a stage at some state university, inviting liberal students to the mic. "Come on up, let's talk about why socialism fails," he'd say, that grin like a friendly challenge. The crowd would roar, half cheering, half booing, but man, those videos exploded. 5 million followers on X, 7 million on TikTok. He wasn't just talking, he was mobilizing. He rallied the youth vote like nobody since. What, the Beatles? Helped flip swing states for Trump in 24, getting kids in MAGA hats to the polls when their parents thought politics was just cable news noise. But Charlie wasn't all sunshine and strategy. He dove headfirst into the hot-button stuff: pro-gun rights, anti-abortion, skeptical of transgender policies, and yeah, he spread some debunked COVID claims that riled up the other side big time. His style: combative, Christian-rooted, unapologetic. To his fans, he was the underdog hero saving free speech one mic drop at a time. To critics, he was the spark lighting culture war fuses. Fast forward to September 10th, 2025. Charlie's in Utah doing what he does best, debating students at a university event, probably roasting some progressive talking point to a packed room. It's late evening, the energy electric. Then, from a rooftop nearby, shots ring out. One bullet finds its mark. He's rushed to the hospital, but it's too late. At 31, gone. The alleged shooter, a 22-year-old named Tyler Robinson, charged with murder and facing the death penalty. Motive: still under wraps from the feds. No manifesto, no clear ties, just a young guy whose life intersected with Charlie's in the worst way. Erica Kirk, his wife, later shared this heartbreaking CNN interview where she described racing to the hospital, seeing the wound that ended it all. "I felt shock, horror, a heartache I didn't know existed," she said, her voice cracking. You can hear the raw love there, the kind that makes you pause your scroll and just feel. 10 days later, on September 20th, Arizona becomes ground zero for grief and grit. Tens of thousands, some say pushing 100,000, pack State Farm Stadium near Phoenix. Folks camp out overnight, decked in red, white, and blue, MAGA hats bobbing like a sea of stars on the flag. It's not your typical somber funeral. It's 5 hours of revival meeting meets Trump rally. Christian bands kick it off with anthems that have the whole place on its feet, singing like it's the 4th of July. Speakers: a who's who of the conservative world, Turning Point folks, Trump admin heavyweights like VP J.D. Vance, Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, even Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. They paint Charlie as a martyr, a bold voice gunned down for daring to speak truth. Then comes Erica, tearful fierce. She steps up as the new CEO of Turning Point. "These past 10 days we didn't see violence or riots," she says. "We saw revival, what Charlie always prayed for." And in a moment that stopped me cold, she forgives the shooter. "I forgive him because it's what Christ did, what Charlie would do." The crowd erupts, not in anger but in awe. It's that Christian forgiveness ethic, straight out of the Bible Belt, clashing with the raw fury bubbling under the surface. But the real fireworks, when Trump takes the stage, the place loses its chants of USA, USA, shaking the rafters. "Charlie was a great American hero, a martyr for our freedom," he booms, hugging Erica at the end like family. He praises Charlie's brilliance, his youth mobilization that made the winning difference in the election. Vance chimes in, "We wouldn't be here without him. We've got it from here." Stephen Miller, White House Deputy Chief, gets poetic. "Angels wept, but those tears turned to fire in our hearts." It's electric, patriotic, a reminder of how Trump world turns loss into fuel. Trump even slips in his classics, jabs at Biden, rants on urban crime, blasts at the radical left for stoking violence. "I disagree with Charlie on one thing," he quips. "He wanted the best for his opponents. Me, I hate him." Laughter ripples, but you feel the edge. So why does this hit different? Why does Charlie's story feel like it's about more than one guy? Because it's a mirror to us, folks. In this America of ours, land of barbecues and ballot boxes, dreams and divisions, his death lays bare the fractures we've been papering over. Historical context. Think back to the 60s, assassinations of JFK, MLK, RFK. They didn't just take lives, they turbocharged movements, sparked riots, rewrote laws. Gun violence in politics. It's as American as apple pie and tragedy. JFK in '63, Reagan in '81, Gabby Giffords in '11. But Charlie, he's Gen Z's icon, though the user wants the scripts from the YouTube video script I wrote, but in a continuous manner without the images. They mean the spoken parts, so I can copy them and use another AI for voiceover. The original script has sections like hook, transitions, but it's all narrative. I need to extract the spoken content continuously.